Alrighty, so I'm gonna do um my February setup in my food planner. So today is January 25th, I believe. Yeah, and I called out of work. I called out of work because it's icy. I work at a hospital. I work in a lab. I was not staying the night. There was first of all, it was too many people that tested positive for COVID and flew in the hospital. The nurses and the doctors were not wearing masks. There were too many people walking around coughing, hacking up shit and everything, and there was no way me having heart failure am I gonna sit there and be breathing in all that crap, even wearing a mask. I don't trust people. No, I'm not doing it. I spent too many years putting everybody else's, the business's time above my own, and I'm not doing it no more. No. You have people that was working there. Now, if I was coming in that night, if I was working overnight, then yeah, I would have stayed in a lab, because I damn sure was not going to be staying on the floor, because that's even worse. Because I've been to too many hospitals, and I know that they don't clean like they tell you they clean, and I wasn't doing it. So I'm gonna stop. So yeah. So I left Saturday, and then my 12-hour shift Saturday. My coworker, who stays like an hour away, she stayed. She went on ahead and brought her clothes, got her a spot for the night and everything. And my other coworker, she came in because she worked the night shift, and she said she wasn't staying this time because last time she stayed, the heat cut off. The heat ended up cutting off. So she was like, no, she wasn't doing that. And not to mention, the cafeteria is closed on the weekends. So if you don't bring enough food, there's nowhere to go and get any food. Matter of fact, the grocery store, I just went to get me some fruit because I didn't get it last time, but the grocery store actually closed early. So if you didn't get to the grocery store, you was just screwed. It is what it is. I was like, well, damn. Especially if you normally shop on Saturdays, or when the storm was coming, because we were slated to get ice. And baby, when I tell you we got ice, we got ice. So I woke up this morning and I looked outside. I'm like, oh. I'm like, there ain't nothing to do. I'm like, it looked like it's an inch of snow. I'm like, there they go, just talking out there, yin yang. It wasn't even that serious. Baby, when I tell you I stepped out of my room and went to go to my SUV, when I tell you I slid to my vehicle, I said, oh, hell no. I had already started it, and I went to go take the snow off. And when I went to go brush it, ain't nothing moved. I had to chip all the ice off my vehicle, tires encased, because it kind of melted and rained. Kind of was like slushy before. So it just kind of froze up. So we actually had an inch and a half, almost 2 inches of ice. So my couldn't open my door because everything was frozen shut. I didn't have any alcohol to get into my car, and so I'm still taking a first layer of ice because it looked just like regular snow, but it wasn't. So I was like, well, damn. So I took off the first layer of ice and snow, warmed my vehicle up, chipped it, couldn't open my doors because I couldn't get in it. Waited, still couldn't open my doors, and I'm sitting here fighting. And then I was looking at the vehicles that were around, and where I'm at, or where the hotel is at, is the roundabout. So I would have to go around the roundabout and go up over a bridge that people were slipping and sliding on, and they was struggling getting up there. And I'm like, you know what? Nah, I made a decision. I made a decision a long time ago that I will never put any place of business over myself. especially now with heart failure. I'm not doing it. I realized after so many times where I was just sitting there trying to make sure that everything was good, everything was taken care of, that I basically just got screwed over. Yeah, I'm not doing it again. I'm just not. And I know these aren't the same colors, but it's just gonna work. I'm not doing it again. I'm just not. You know, my other coworker, like I said, she had already stayed. But what ticked me off is that she she knew she didn't know how to do certain things. And she could have stayed, so she could have stayed on the days that she was off just to get an hour worth of training. She decided she wasn't going to do that. So when I came to work, guess who was stuck doing everything and showing her everything? I was. I'm a traveler. You've been there for, I don't know, 10 years and you don't know what you're doing. Guess what you're going to learn today? I had the other, the night shift employee. I told her if she could run the QC for the blood bank machine just in case it needs to be ran. It's already done. The other coworker don't have to worry about it. And she knows how to put stuff on the analyzer. And if she need to what I'm gonna say, if she needs to run the patient, throw it up there, it automatically crosses over. You know, only thing she has to do is get up there. She's like, but I don't know how to put it into the system. Well, guess what, baby? Neither did I. Y'all did not train me on any of the systems when I came. Y'all gave me a week of training and then threw me right in the mist like y'all always do. But they gave me no training on the LIS for either of the analyzers or either of the benches. They gave me no training. It was, well, we're going to show you how to do it today for like an hour while I do it. Watch me. And then after that, you're on your own. So if I could look something up, you could look something up. But before I left, and I told her, just in case I ain't going to be here, I wrote out very detailed instructions, and then I left the manual right next to it. So you got the manual, you got the information, and if worse come to worse, you call the manager of that department. Call the tech, because don't call me. Call the tech. So you should have been learned. You've been there too long for you not to know what the hell is going on. And I just get sick and tired of dealing. I just get sick and tired of dealing with all the stuff in the hospital. And I think that's why just more and more I'm like, this is why I'm leaving the lab. This is why I don't want to be in the lab. This is why I don't want to do this. Why I don't want to do that. Because it just doesn't make any sense, you know. So I'm still here. Took my scrubs off and everything. And I was just taking a look outside, and one thing about being in a small area or a small town is that there's really nobody that's going to come out and do a lot of work because it's small. You know, it's a Sunday. Most people are not don't go out. They don't work here. Some of the stores are closed. I think, like the gas stations are open. The grocery store is open. But at any given time since I've been here, I've seen 10 cars at the grocery store. And that's probably the people that work there, So I don't think there's any, but they say they don't get any deliveries out here. So I'm guessing that there is no way, there is no delivery places out here. So I guess there's no Uber, actually it makes sense that there's no Uber Lyft because I haven't seen anything. So you got that going on. So I'm like, all right, well, that's kind of sucks, but that's what it is when you're in a small area. So you can't really think that a lot of stuff is going to get done. And yeah, like I said, some people in healthcare, if they were already off or if they were at work, they was going to take a sled home before they get stuck staying at the hospital. We're not doing it. Especially after last time I was at a hospital, I went unresponsive at work because my manager did not want to give me help after I had heart surgery, and I had to have a code blue called and have me transfer to ER. Oh hell no, nah. Never will I put a job above myself. I worked at a job where the guy died. He just dropped dead of a heart attack at the lab, and they didn't hear him. They didn't see him until they tripped over his body. You know, I worked at another lab where one of the coworkers unfortunately got murdered by her husband. Only thing they said is, "Damn, can you work a shift?" Like they do not care. Not to mention that one story, that woman at, but did she work in a bank? I don't know. She worked somewhere, and she died at work, and they didn't know it. And I'm like, these jobs don't care about you. I don't care what it is. No job cares about you unless they actually care about their staff. And 9 times out of 10, most of these jobs don't care about you. So I'm not doing it. We had 4 patients in the hospital. They closed a couple of the wings. They moved everybody over to ICU. They consolidated the nurses. They sent some to other units because we were sending people home. So we didn't have that many people in the hospital, which is good. But now it looks even worse outside with the ice, and it's just a day of pay I won't get. I mean, it sucks. It is what it is. But I mean, I just won't. I'm not gonna sit there and focus on putting everybody else in front. Nope. Mm-mm. Not at all. Not at all. So I decided to do something convenient with my time. I'm going back over my health issues. I went through my finances, and I went to all my credit cards because I get them emailed to me, so I get the statements emailed, so I couldn't see anything. So I went on ahead and wrote down all the APRs, the ending statement, close, and everything. And then I'm like, okay, I was taking a look at my food journal, and I have 2 more months. I have February and March left in here, and then I have I have basically 9 weeks. So I have 2 months or 9 weeks left in this journal, and then it is completely done. It is completely done. So I decided to go ahead and set it up. So for the goals and what I'm doing is, of course, this is the groceries. And for groceries, I need to reminder to check my butcher box. And I realized Butcher Box now they introduced a new option. So at first, when it was just me and when I was living in New Hampshire, I went on ahead and did I only did 6 cuts. So I got, 6 cuts of meat for like 165. And then once I gave up my apartment and I was coming home, I'm like, you know what? In December, I went on ahead and did the 12 cuts, and that was $306. And that was like, I think I mentioned the last time how many pounds of meat I got. So I did that at that time. So when I checked again, there's actually a 9 cut option. So they introduced another option between 6 and 12, because sometimes 6 may not be enough, 12 may be too much, 9 is perfect. So I know my butcher box ships. It ships this weekend. So I'll get it sometime here. So then I'm gonna check my butcher box. Check my butcher box options. So that way I know exactly what I'm getting. And then you'll see in my financial journal when that bill come out. So we have that going on. And then I need to check my Hungry Root. And I think I have it here, but I'll probably do it on Monday. I'll check my Hungry Root, because I used to get that delivered every week. And for me, that was like $198. And I got tons of fresh fruit. I got my vegetables, my drinks, my milk, my bread. I got some meat depending on what I ordered, or I got like a lot of vegan stuff. Oh my goodness, their vegan options are so good. All the meals are just freaking amazing. Their salads, all that stuff. I mean, I used to order it every week, but then I had to stop because it was too much food, and I didn't have no space in my refrigerator. So I started doing it every 2 weeks. So I'm gonna see if I'm gonna do it again. And when it comes is when I'll be home, because I'll be home on the 12th, because I have my foot doctor's appointment. So I'll be home then. So I could probably actually have it delivered, so then I could take it back with me, and then it just saves me on having to actually just go out and buy stuff at the grocery store. But I got that stuff there. I still and eat out. I have been to Food Lion and Dollar General. Really is where I get my food from. So, blood pressure. Okay, so my bottom number is in the 90s. So the past few. Alright, so I had 135 over 95, 121 over 91, 139 over 98, 142 over 95, 134 over 85, and the top number. I'm famous for doing something and then sitting down trying to check my blood pressure. I'm famous for doing that stupid stuff. So I'm trying to figure out before when I was actually doing my blood. See, look, it's been so many times like 136 over 94. See, it should have been some other times that I was checking them out. I think I've written there somewhere else. But on all those dates, you know, it just highlight today was 133 over 90. My heart rate has been between 64 and between mid 60s to the high 70s. So my heart rate has kind of been consistent. But my bottom number is what I'm worried about because I did it this morning. It was like 140 over 95. And I'm like, well, I just got up. I walked around. I went outside. Then I decided to come back and sit down, which I'm trying to get better. Just when I get up in the morning, the first thing I do is to check my blood pressure. Because once I go to the bathroom and then check it, it's a wrap. I can't just, it's a wrap. I have to wait too long for it to calm down. So normally when I do that, my blood pressure is like 130. And it's been 130 since I've been on my heart meds. And the new blood pressure medication, you know, but it's that bottom number. It used to be in the, my blood pressure, it used to be in the, I want to say like the 60s, anywhere between the 60s and 70s. But now it's in the 90s and it's getting difficult. And I'm like, because it's genetic and there's nothing I can do. As they say, you know, I just have to try to work with this. So I'm not at the max for my heart meds, for that particular heart med. I'm only taking, I think, 150 milligrams. I don't think I'm taking a full dose of it, you know. And then I'm thinking, is it because I'm still low-key stressed out? Which is why another reason why I definitely don't care anymore about the medical field. I need to get out of it because I stay stressed out really for no reason. My coworker came in last night. She has a sore throat. She was coughing. She didn't have a mask on. And then after she walked around the whole lab, she put on a mask. Pissed me the fuck off. I just get sick and tired. That's even prior to COVID. I hated when people did that. Stop being nasty. Cover your damn mouth. It irks me to no end. And the hospital is the most dirtiest place we can be. But you know what? I be trying, but it don't work. I think I was trying to keep this a little bit further so you can see, but it is what it is. I'm telling you what it is. I just be frustrated, as you can tell. So my blood pressure stay high. And I need to go back to where I was just feeling relaxed, and that's not here. But my bottom number is too high. It's in the 90s. I need to do some blood pressure heart investigations, which means I need to read some more papers. By me having access, or by me having my credentials, I have access to medical journals. So I'll be doing extra deep research. Stuff that most people can't get into because they're not going to pay for you don't have the credentials to get into some of the journals. And then I could get some of them because I travel, and then when I get the hospital email, so all that type of stuff. So I do extra because I be doing the same thing. I go on Google and be like, oh Lord, I'm about to die. So I try not to deal too much with Google. However, if y'all do Google Scholar, you can find quite a few documents. Some of them you can read the abstract, and some you can actually download a PDF. So always check there because they normally do have a lot that are a lot of them that you could get for free. So then you could do more research on your stuff there. But I need to check that on blood pressure, check the number, investigation. Then I have, actually I should be using one of the other sticker sheets with some stuff up here. I gotta see if it has anything here though. Which is my fluids. So track fluids in relation to bathroom. So I am on a diuretic, and what it does is it pretty much takes out everything I have. However, I don't have swelling in my legs. I don't have any edema. I don't have any edema. My ankles don't swell. Nothing on me swells. That's the only good thing. That's one of the good things that the doctors notice, is that I don't have swelling, but I still have to take the diuretic to make sure there is going to be no fluid buildup around my heart. So sometimes I try not to drink too much fluid, because then I'll be in a bathroom all day. But then if I don't drink too much fluid, I take my diuretic. Sometimes I'll pee once or twice, and I'm like, oh, here we go. So I used to drink, like, this is 50 ounces. So I would drink 64 ounces of water, and then I will still have a coffee, maybe a soda or an Olipop. I will have juice, or like a cranberry juice, apple juice, orange juice, some type of juice. And and then on other occasions I would have something. I would have either 9 times out of 10 is either wine, or it was one of my gluten-free beers, like the Angry Orchid, and I think it's Stonewell. I can't, whatever it is. But it's the golden one. And I would have that, but then I'll be in a bathroom all day. So I'm like, okay. So now what I'm doing is that I use this to do my coffee. So I have those, the sparkling waters. I'm like, if I do one of those, that's only 33 ounces. I'll do one of those. I could still have a thing of tea. I don't drink coffee every day. I have some here right now. It's just, I just have it black. I ain't want no cream in it. So I could do that. If I do have a soda, I either do like the skinny ones, or 9 times out of 10, I like to get the Olipops, but where I'm at, I guess Olipop really isn't popular here, or they only just sell them singularly, so I would have to actually order them or get them at home, but certain areas don't have them. So we have that, and then I always have orange juice. I have orange juice every morning. So what I did before is I would track down all different types of fluids I have, and now I'm about to see, depending on how much fluid I drink, how often I go to the bathroom. Because baby, when I tell you, sometimes I be in the bathroom 10, 15 times a day, peeing, I be upset. I be mad as hell because I can't do nothing. Before I go out in the morning, I can't drink. I can't have anything to drink before I leave the house in the morning, because I will be peeing all day, and I'm not using the public restrooms because they're nasty. People don't clean like you clean. So we have that going on. So I'm like, great. So that's what I'm checking for, the fluids. And then I have my sleep. Now, I am not a morning person. I hate working in the morning. I can't stand working in the morning. And I really don't want to train in the morning. I work better during the evening and at night. And I can't really be working at night because it's not good for me to work at night with the issues that I have, put it that way. I'd rather be coming home at night and then being, sleeping around 11:30, 12, instead of coming home the next morning and then sleeping, then waking up. I'm no longer for the night shift. I did a night shift for, 4 years? I'm tired of doing it. So when it comes to my sleep, I need to work on a sleep schedule. Because sometimes on the days that I'm off, like, okay, I'm off today, so I'm more active around 10 o'clock in the morning is when I start doing more things. I start going through my classes. I start doing, my financial stuff, planners. I'll go see what errands I need to do. I'll be looking at books and everything, so I'm more active. But then when it comes to work, I used to love working second shift. I love that shift. Even 12 hours, 9 to 9:30, I'm perfect. I'm fine for it. I have no problem with that. But I need to work my sleep schedule, because on days that I'm off, I will stay up till 2, 3 in the morning and then go to sleep and then wait. It's just not a good schedule. So I need to work on my sleep schedule on and off work, because I don't need to sleep like that. It's just, it isn't healthy. Put it that way. Health and fitness. So where was something here? It was something that I wanted to actually see move. And I guess honestly, I just have to, I don't want to do a quote. I do not want to do a quote. And I don't have anything that would, yeah, I do. So I need to do more body movement. When I'm at work, I park back so I could walk up to the hospital so I could get some type of exercise in. When I'm at the grocery stores or whatever, I park far so I could walk up so I could have more exercise time and everything. So I try to do that. But I still need to move my body more. I need to look into online fitness. And I'm very in, and I want to say gym. I'd rather have a personal trainer. I had a personal trainer before, but that was before I found out I had a heart failure because we were doing some real strenuous stuff that I probably should not have been doing. So I would love to find a personal trainer that focuses or specializes in cardiac patients, because then I know that they are certified, that they understand what to do. Because before, my other personal trainer, I loved her. You know, she always was pushing me, not knowing that probably at any time I could have just, dropped because I was doing the wrong exercises, not knowing that I was in heart failure and that my ventricles were so lacking at the, because once I found out my left ventricle was functioning at 19% and my right was functioning at 38%. So that was not really good. But I did love working with her. So yeah, I have to do that. And then more practical meal prepping. Now, when I'm back home, it's easy to meal prep because me and mom pretty much eat the same thing. When I'm traveling and if I don't have an extended stay or if I don't rent a house or an apartment, then it becomes difficult because we're like where I'm at now. I just have not the small mini fridges, but it's like a little bit bigger. I have an air fryer, a toaster oven, a microwave, and that's really it. So I can't meal prep. I don't like buying the seasoned meat at the stores because sometimes it's rotten. You go to buy meat and it's all puffed up in air. You're thinking, great, so it's bad. So I have to, I try, you know, to go to certain stores. But if I'm in certain areas, they may not have a Wegmans. They may not have a Big Y. They may not have a Safeway. Like I've been to Shaw's. I've shopped at Hannaford. Um, there's no Aldi's. Like there's certain stores that just have bad food. Walmart, I do not buy no meat. Only thing I buy at Walmart was oranges, apples, and juice. Then once they did the dynamic pricing, I just stopped shopping at Walmart because Walmart has never had good produce or good meat. So I never stopped shopping years ago for that stuff. So I have to kind of be careful, which is why I did the Butcher Box and Hungry Root, because I was able to get better food. So that's another reason why I kind of need to stop traveling unless I travel to certain places. But then it's always a money and a logistics issue. But I just need to focus more. Like I know I used to buy salads. I used to go and get like just the small ones for like 2 for $6. Them things $5 a piece now. I'm like, hold up, bro. I don't know what y'all got going on, but y'all tripping. I mean, I make the money, but I'm not trying to spend all my money on food. Healthy food is just so expensive, and then it goes bad. Um, and it's just not something that I shouldn't be spending so much money on food, honestly, anyway. Like I should be spending not that much because it's just me, so I only should be spending like, I don't know, 100. Instead I'm spending like 150, 160, 200. Why? Because fruits and vegetables is very, very expensive. And I do not like that. So I don't have anything of those. Don't put that in there. Nope, because I don't think I have anything for that. No, but I just put a better one up there. Actually, I probably could do. Nope, that's it. That one. It is what it is. I just put another one over it. So this body image one. So I need to make sure I do my daily weigh-in. My daily weigh-ins, they always fluctuate because just being a woman, you know, then there are some days I'm on my cycle, days I'm not. So some days I'll weigh in at 239, then I'll weigh in at 240, then 242, 244, 238, 243. And it's been like that for 2 years. No matter what I was doing before, when I was going to cardiac rehab, I was exercising 3 times a day. I was still walking as much as I could in the beginning, and I still could not lose weight. And it's just, it's annoying. You know, my PCP last year asked me that I thought about doing Ozempic, and Ozempic is the one for type 2 diabetes, but they do have Wegovy, which is the weight loss pill, and I was like, no. First of all, the side effects. I already have a brain tumor. I have my ACL has been replaced, and I have heart failure. I do not need any more side effects with what I already got going on. And then on top of that, once you stop taking those medications, you're gaining your weight back. They are not just to help you jumpstart and then you can get off them. That's every time you look at the fine print of those commercials, it says once you come off, if you stop taking it, you will gain all your weight back. I don't want that. I just would like to go back to be able to lose weight. When I was in the military, of course I was losing weight. I was running damn near 20 miles every freaking week, you know. But now that this is set in, is, you know, it gets different. My mom had, you know, said maybe I should get the sleeve. She had a gastric bypass when it first came out years ago, and she's kept her weight off and everything. But it was a decision that she made because she was really large. She was, I think mom was probably approaching 300, and now I think she's at 2, I think mom's like 2, because I think she's had it for like almost 15 years. Yeah, so she's like 210 and everything, and my mom is 5'10". So, you know, she's kept her weight off, and she's, you know, it wasn't easy, you know, but she worked with that. But she's telling me maybe I should look at getting the sleeve, and I'm paranoid because I don't want to undergo surgery with heart problems, even though people do it all the time. That doesn't mean, you know, I still am just jumping for it. But, you know, I would have to talk with a doctor and have them talk with my heart doctors and have all the doctors talk together and see what will just be good for me to lose weight, because I'm not supposed to be as large as I am, even though most of it is titty and ass. But, you know, still cut that off, I'm probably still a good 20, 30 pounds more than what I would like to be. So, you know, like I'm still a 14, 16. And I think the smallest I've been was a size 2. Never ever will I do that again. That was that military starving weight. But I think I went up to like 8, 10 after that, and I felt good. Even being a 12 was fine. 14, 16, I got down from that from being at 16, 18. But I still would just like to just lose more weight. So I definitely need to focus on my daily weigh-in. And I need to do my monthly measuring just to see where majority of my stuff is, which is going to be my waist, my hips, my thighs, and my biceps. Those are really the only places I care about. I just want my stomach gone or low. It ain't gotta be flat. It just ain't gotta be as big as it is now. I care less about my hips or butt because it is what it is. You know, but I would like to have everything firmed up. But I need to check my monthly measuring because I think, did I have it before when I measured in? Trying to figure, oh yeah, this is the one. This is worthiness. So this is my card for every time I open up my food journal. This is the card for my divination card of worthiness. So I'm trying to figure out. So this was October last year. Did I do anything? Yeah, the exercise calendar did not work. It didn't work. Exercise plan ain't work either. But then again, I was in the process of moving from one state to another and traveling back and forth every week between New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. So that kind of wasn't a good thing for me to try to do. It wasn't working. Did I not do anything? Okay, nope, so only did a month. Okay, so I guess we'll see what it is. So the beginning of October, well, I think it was kind of like in the middle of October, but my neck was 14.75. My chest was 42 and a half inches. Bicep was 15 and a half inches. Waist was 44 inches. Hips was 51 inches. Well, if I round them up, my waist was 45. My hips was 52. My thigh is 30. My calves are 17. And I was weighing 247.8, which actually isn't that bad because I don't think I've hit that. I don't think I've been doing it. Let's see, that was 239. 245. Well, I ain't been back up to 247.8, 248. So I lost 2 pounds somewhere. Celebrate a win, whatever. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just take a look at that and just kind of see, because I have to figure out. I don't think I have my. I think when I go home, I need to see if I have my measuring tape so I can measure myself again. But I have that. Then self-care. Well, it's not self-care, it's really stretching. I need to do morning stretches and night stretches that I do not do. Which isn't good because sometimes I'll be stretching at night and you get that, that little moment when you feel something tighten and you get scared. Yeah, that doesn't happen, and I don't need it to do that. I need to do more stretching. Let's see. Do I have anything here? Yeah. So this right here is health education. And I'm just gonna write right over it. And for my health education, I'm going to focus on, I'm going to try, how do you spell bariatric? Bariatric. Whatever. I know what it is. I don't need y'all to know what it is. Bariatric surgery. Look into sleeve. I want to do more info on my genes. I remember the genes that I have for that caused the 2 genes that that I have that my genealogist identified as the 2 genes that are linked to having a weak heart. I'm gonna look more into that, and I'm gonna do some more info on my medication. Because, like I said, I take metoprolol, I take Farxiga, furosemide, and losartan. And I haven't had any side effects with those. They're remarkable. I've been on them for, I want to say August will probably be a full 2 years I've been on all my meds. So, no, I want to say April would be 2 years that I would have been on all those meds for a full 2 years. And they have been doing good. They've kept me to where I'm at. My blood pressure really has lowered and everything has stabilized, but I just want to do a little bit more because there's always new stuff coming out. So I'm going to sit there and do that. I think this is... So it isn't no fun and recreation. This is cooking. So I'm going to look into some cooking classes. You know, when you could cook like exotic foods or just different things. But I'm like cooking classes and videos. Those are what I've been looking at. Um, and social media accounts. Because I see them. But I really need to get practical ones like, dude, don't say, hey, yeah, so if you just go ahead and grab this lamb chop. I don't care lamb chop like that. I need to take a look at a few of them that seem to be a little bit a little bit better for me. I swear. Sometimes talking too much makes it hard for me to breathe. Maybe have to catch my breath. Because I used to be a very, very fast talker. I'm not like that no more, and I kind of don't like it. Um, yeah, social media accounts uh, for my level. Because some of this other stuff that people be making is beautiful. I save it. I send it to my mom and my friend in our group chat, and I ain't gonna make it. None of us are gonna make it, like at all. You know, so I need to be more realistic with it. And then I don't think I have anything up here for that. And do I? So the last one I'm gonna do is spiritual. And take a look at intermittent fasting, because I honestly eat 2 times a day. When it comes to meals, I would eat 2 meals a day. I normally don't eat breakfast when I first get up because I don't know, I can't. I'll have something to drink or have fruit, but to sit down and eat like food, no, I kind of get, you know. I haven't done that in really years. When I was in the military, they had to train me to eat breakfast in the morning because every time I ate breakfast, I got really sick. So that was fun. But eventually, I got used to eating 3 meals a day. Not anymore, though. I don't want to do that crap. I think that is it for here. And then this is some of that Amazon washi tape I'd use. So what I did is I have so much washi tape that of course I don't have because it's in storage. But I used to use washi tape on everything. I love washi tape. It's just pretty. It's my precious. But what I did is I have my monthly calendar here. And then I'm doing something new. Well, not something new. Well, something new in this journal because, again, my other journals are packed up. So this is my symptom tracker for February. I used to actually have like a whole Go Get a Girl notebook that I was using. It was like the very large one, and I had it for. It's actually started it in April of 2024, and I go back and forth into like 2 different ones: a large one, like the letter size one, and then like an A5 one. And when I finally do unpack everything, I'm gonna go right back to them. So it's gonna be years. It's gonna be skipping around, but I'll have pretty much a look at everything. But what I did was I just started. I'm not tracking as much fluids. Well, up here I'm not tracking as much fluids because in here when I'm writing down what I'm drinking, I'll have water, and then if it's any type of special water, I'll do sparkling water or stuff like that. But if it's just regular water I'm drinking, regular water goes up there. The caffeine drinks go up there, which 9 times out of 10 is going to be coffee. But when I drink sodas or anything like that, coffee with cream, a calypso drink, iced tea, I write it actually in what I'm doing for like Dunkin' Midnight Coffee. This is today, so I had that. So I write that in there, but this right here, so this block is my is my pee schedule. So I'm just tracking 13 because sometimes if I get too happy with the liquids, and sometimes I will drink more fluids than I will eat, and that even includes protein drinks. I will drink before I eat, which is not really good. So I'm still in how many times I pee. from the 1st to the 28th, because I need to figure out what's going on. Like, what days, why am I urinating more? Is it because I've had more water, or did I have more coffee? If I realize I'm doing coffee, then I'll probably limit my coffee intake. So, stuff like that. But then I do have my regular symptom chapter. Headaches and migraines, there is a difference. When I get a migraine, I have special medication that I take, sumatriptan. I take 100 milligrams of that, and that's the only way I can get rid of my migraine. That nothing else works. Tylenol doesn't work. Advil doesn't work. I know when I have a period headache, I know because it only happens on my period. So I know exactly, I could take Midol for that, and that'll work. But a migraine, I'm done. I'm down and out for 10 hours, no matter what. I have to take my medication, and then I'm done. I can't do anything else. I've tried turning off the lights, and it does not work. Shortness of breath, and this is outside. Like, if I'm just sitting down, not doing nothing, and then I can't catch my breath. Like, now I've been moving back and forth, I've been talking a lot, so I know why I can't catch my breath, because I'm doing too much. I'm not giving myself a chance. But if I'm not doing anything and I'm having shortness of breath, I need to write those symptoms down. I have difficulty swallowing. Like, ever since I took that medication that stopped me from swallowing, every once in a while I'll have days where I can't swallow, and I have to kind of either rub my throat or push my face out in order to do something, or trigger it by drinking something. I write that down. Heart palpitations is so my heart races fast. It doesn't beat slow, it beats too fast. So that's why I have the defibrillator and kind of calm me down, so I'm not going to VTAC or a tachycardia. So whenever I feel any heart palpitations that kind of catch me off guard, I do a little jump. I write now. They only last maybe like 10 to 15 seconds, but I just wait on my natural heart pace, my natural heart defibrillator to slow it down. And my doctor says when my natural heart can't do it, that's when I will feel my defibrillator kick in. And apparently I will feel it kick in. She said, it feels like somebody kicked you in your chest. I never want to feel that. So I try to pay attention. I do have a monitor. I do get monitored remotely. So if anything happens, my cardiac team definitely gets in contact with me. My mom is on my medical record, so if they send a message, she gets a text message saying that I have a message, so we know, and then she could look at my chart if I can't get to it. Extreme tiredness. Sometimes there are days I take my medication, I'm relaxing, or I may be at work and I'm just tired. And no matter what I do, I'm just extremely tired. It's just days that just happen. It's part of the whole heart failure thing. There's nothing really we can do about it. But I do try to write that down, along with difficulty swallowing. Sometimes I have dry mouth. Sometimes I could drink water all day. I'll drink water or coconut water, or make the water that my mom does, and then I will still have a dry mouth. So I'll write that down. Every once in a while, my knee, how you sit on the toilet and your feet get numb and get tingles. It happens with my knee, so I'll always write down when it happens. Dizziness. Sometimes I'll just get dizzy out the blue, and I do have a I have a benign brain tumor on my pituitary. I have a pituitary adenoma. It's benign, but sometimes I get dizziness, and I have to make sure that it doesn't grow, because then it'll push on my optical nerve and cause vision problems. So I write down the dizziness. If I have the side pain, I think I have. Is it cholestasis? I don't think it could be gallbladder stone. I don't know what it is. Cholestasis. CHLOESTASIS. Because I complained to my doctor for a whole year that something was wrong. She told me it was nothing, and then when they finally made that law where you were finally given access to the doctor's notes in your chart, that I found out that little bitch was lying, because she actually diagnosed me, but she never told me what it was, so she lied. Every time I asked her, told her that something was wrong, she kept telling me no, it wasn't, when it was actually written in my chart. I hate certain doctors. They get on my nerves. So that just ticked me off. So if I have any side pains, any abnormal side pains, like, oh my God, I'm something's wrong, then I write that down. I haven't had that in Probably a year and a half. Probably almost the same time I've had my heart surgery. Almost 2 years. So, but I still put that there. Blurred vision again, brain tumor. So I have to make sure that if I do start to have blurred vision, I go to my optometrist because they know about the tumor, so they keep a track on that. Hiccups. Sometimes I'll just have hiccups out the blue, and I'm like, this is some bullcrap. That means my fat behind is eating too fast, and got hiccups. Sneezing. I'm allergic to everything. I'm allergic to 13 types of trees and grass. I'm allergic to animal dander, which I find hilarious because I've been around animals ever since I was born, and I have animals. We still have animals. It doesn't show physically; it just shows in my blood work. So, uh, when I start sneezing, I know the weather's changing. I hate that. And CPAP. Once they figure out what was going on with my heart, they sent me to go see for my CPAP machine. And I'm not gonna lie, I have never slept so good as when I first started getting my CPAP. Sometimes after 6 hours, I feel refreshed and I'm up and I'm ready to go. Sometimes I'm really, really tired and I'll sleep like a good 10 hours and I'm on my CPAP. So there's just days, but normally before I could do like a good 6 to 7 hours on my CPAP machine, it would be fine. When I was traveling, if I was away only for like a day or two, I wouldn't bring it with me because I don't like carrying it with it, which is pretty bad. Because without it, I really do notice a difference, but I do write down my hours. I'm gonna go back in and draw the lines later. But then I also have this. So I wanted to do something new. And doing that something new was I wanted to do a what is it called? Journaling about what I eat, like how I feel after my meals, because sometimes it just doesn't work that way. Like I know I am not. Again, I am not a breakfast eater. Sometimes, um, okay, so I like scrambled eggs. I do. I like scrambled eggs and cheese. You know, or if you was making French toast, and then you just went on ahead and took the rest of the eggs and scrambled it. Yeah, I do that. But I don't always like eggs. It's weird. Sometimes I'll do scrambled eggs every day, and then sometimes I don't want to look at an egg for a few months. It is just so weird. I do like hard. Okay, so here's the thing. I like hard boiled eggs, but I do not like the yolk. I know, I know, it's weird. I just can't eat the yolk. However, I will eat deviled eggs. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. My mom thinks I'm weird, and I'm starting to think I am. I am because I don't know. It just doesn't make no sense. Same thing. Like I don't like cucumbers, but I eat pickles. I don't know, it's just so weird. Like sometimes I'll have eggs. I'll make eggs. I'll make me some scrambled eggs and I'll eat half of them and then I'll stop because now I'm disgusted. Now I don't want the eggs. They don't taste right and I don't know what it is or why it happens. It's just some days I feel like I want eggs and some days I don't. So I actually don't like I really don't buy eggs. If I do buy eggs, I buy half a carton. I buy half a carton of eggs and they'll be there probably for like couple of weeks, maybe longer, because I just won't cook them. Only time I'll cook eggs is if I make a cake, and I can tell you right now, I ain't making no cake. So that lets you know I ain't doing it then either. So sometimes sometimes it just don't work. I want to do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, I think I do Wednesday here. So it just doesn't. I don't know, but I do just want to track how I feel, um, just to see how the food I eat affects what's going on. Because there are some days where I don't eat meat; it's just a veggie day. Or like I know when I used to go to Subway, and I'm trying not to go to Subway. Only thing I get at Subway with their fake bread, and it's messed up because I used to work at Subway when I was 19, no 18, 19 when I got out of high school before I went to the military. Oh, Subway had the best food, but I could just get a veggie sub. That is it. I get this the spinach, the lettuce, bell peppers, extra pickles, tomatoes, and olive oil, oil and vinegar, and oregano. Oh, the oregano on the stuff is good. And that's actually all I would get every time I went to Subway. I would get it on the Italian herbs and cheese. I would get on Italian herbs and cheese bread. And that's it. I wouldn't get anything else. That's all I wanted. I didn't do any of the meat anymore. I just did not want to. But oh, and then of course with extra mayo, because why not? Because when I make a sandwich, it has to have Miracle Whip. However, when I make a sub, it has to have mayo. Do not ask me why, but it tastes completely different and it's just not the same. It is just not the same. If I have mayo on a sandwich and Miracle Whip on a sub, it just don't taste the same. So I do that. But I just want to sit there and just figure out, like, okay, wonder why I'm so tired or why I don't feel good. And then I'll be like, well, here's why. I had no protein. I had the bare minimum protein that day. That's why I feel bad. I ain't do no protein shakes. I ain't eat no meat. I just ate fruit and veggies. And that's not good either. So that way, it's a good way of me trying to figure out why I feel the way I feel. Because sometimes I just don't eat. It's not a good thing, but it happens. So I want to make sure I track how I feel after I eat, or if I'm coming on my cycle, I want nothing but fruit. I used to crave chocolate. I want nothing but fruit and plain chips. That's all I want to eat. I don't want nothing else. I don't want to taste anything else. I just want and fruit and plain chips. Or just fruit and chips, honestly. Plain chips, Doritos, Cheetos, Funyuns. I have I'll have a fridge full of chocolate and it'll still be sitting there. And I'm like, I don't even want the chocolate. I just started buying cookies again. I have my Chips Ahoy, which I just started buying again. The crunchy one, not the soft serve, because the soft ones, oh, they get you in trouble. They get you in trouble. So I have that. And then I get gelato, the by Talento. I get their gelato because I'm very picky when it comes to ice cream. I mainly buy French vanilla. Actually, if I could find vanilla bean, I'm gonna get vanilla bean. But if not, then I get French vanilla. And then if that isn't available, then fine. I'll just go ahead and get regular vanilla. And then I get chocolates and then cookies and cream. And that's normally the only ice cream I get. Now, I do have some Ben & Jerry's Chunky Monkey. And I have it because I love banana ice cream. And I honestly wish people just make banana ice cream all by itself. And when I finally plant my feet, I'm going to make my own banana ice cream because I just love banana ice cream. That's it. But yeah, so this is how I want to do that. And honestly, I'll just go ahead and I would use the other pink, but actually I'll use these because I already started using them. I'm just gonna label the dates, but that's pretty much just how do I want to use, no, I use the square because I would use the other ones. Actually, I have so many number ones. Some of these are just brought off of Amazon, and this would be fine too. But I don't think I have all the colors here, which actually shouldn't matter, but it do. But I know I'm not going to use them because they're not all the same color. Everything is colorful. Or, well, I do have these. Why not? Because I went to go buy some. I thought I was buying nothing but just holographic ones. But instead, I brought numbers. So these are just all numbers. So I really won't be using these. Honestly, just like that. But yeah, so I'm just, how do I want to put these? Yeah. So yeah. But that's what I plan on doing, is just making sure I track how I'm feeling, why that day I decided that I wasn't going to, why I only ate no meat, or why I didn't eat no vegetables, or why I only ate, why I only drank fluids. You know, I'm tired because I ain't got no protein. You know, I need to do more protein shakes. I do have some frozen blueberries. I actually just cut up some strawberries too, because I got some strawberries and they were starting to become a little ripe. And I know I'm not going to eat them all. We'll eat them, and by the time they start to go bad. So I just went on ahead and got some, went on ahead and got me, cut the strawberries and put them in the freezer. So I have bananas, I have frozen bananas in the refrigerator, in the freezer, frozen blueberries and frozen strawberries. Now I can make me a smoothie. I do have some, actually I need to check that protein powder, because baby, last time I thought I was doing good. Goddamn protein powder expired in 2024. I'm like, oh my God, I've been holding on to that, still using it. I wasn't paying no attention. I was so embarrassed, so disgusted with myself. But this one I have, it's it's the Slim Fast one, and it has protein, just a protein powder, and it's vanilla, and it is sweet. I'm like, oh my God, I don't like stuff too sweet. That's how I know I'm getting older, because I'm like, too much sugar. But it's pretty good. What I would do is I would take a scoop of the protein powder, the Fairlife regular milk, the Fairlife 2% milk, the dark blue one, some frozen bananas, and I would do a cup of the regular milk and then a cup of the chocolate milk, and I'll just make me a chocolate protein shake. And it was good. It was good. And I do have my little bullet here, so I can actually go and make protein shakes again. So, that's really good. So I have options. I just need to be better at using them. So that's why I have this in the back. I think I use that to do a little decoration, just so it look cute, because why not? So I only have, like I said, only have 2 months left in here, and yeah, I just started this in October through March, because I did not know it was 6 months. For some reason, I thought this was 3 months. What is this? For some reason, I thought this was 3 months, but it wasn't. And there are some that are, you can tell they're full. There are some days where I just ain't do nothing. And, it's my fault. It is what it is. Like, I'm not going to sit there and fault myself. So this is this week. And that's why that's decorated and everything. And then this is when I start. This is February. And it goes all the way to the last day in March. So I have a full 9 weeks of planner pages for my weekly check. Measurements, of course, I ain't gonna have anything here. I'll probably have like 1 week, or probably 3, probably not. I'm going to do the end, because I think what I'm going to do is I'd never put a target of what I was going for. No, I never put a goal, but I will measure myself in February, see what it is, and then just go from now versus what I end up with, because I really don't have, like I said, I don't have a target. And then this is notes. So this was some meal planning I did, foods high in potassium, more foods, but then I just put down the magnesium-rich foods, potassium-rich foods, both in magnesium and potassium, because that's what I need. I did a little bit of January symptoms. As you can tell, I ain't tracked anything. But I plan on doing this in February. Then I have all 4 weeks in February. Then this is when I'm going to do March. So March is going to have 5 pages. And then this back cover is actually going to be my March calendar. So that's how that's going to be. And then that is actually the end of the book. I would have used every page in this book. And I am excited about that. So, because what I want to do is, if I do get this book again, I was thinking of I was trying to figure out what type of book that I want to get again. And then I realized I probably won't get this book again because it doesn't have enough pages. Now, I think I got one before, which was like, was it a premium? I can't remember, but it was one of them that I had actually got before that actually had journal pages in between the weeks and everything. And I'll probably go back and get that, because then I could actually sit there and just do a lot more journaling. Because this one, only journal space that you have is this little section right here. Unless you don't pay that any attention, but you kind of want to use that. I mean, you have these, but that doesn't mean anything unless you write sideways. But you have just like that little small one, or you could take this activity, you could take that out, put a box there, and then just use the top for where it has the energy and activity. You put that there, you know. But that wasn't what I wanted to do. So and I do like the journal, but I think I had went on ahead and placed, did I? Yes. All right, so I end up placing 2 orders. So I placed the order with all things planned for my financial planner, and then I placed the order a happy planner, and I got me a custom big, because that's how I'm going to do my actually, but I want to, because I was trying to figure out the spacing before. But what I want to do is, okay, Shayla, get it together. There we go. What I wanted to do, I forgot what I was saying. Okay, so I got my big, because I'm going to, that's it, yeah. So I got my order the happy planner big, because that's what's going to be for my catch-all of everything. And, you know, there was a certain layout that only comes in a big. Did I get the dashboard layout? I think I got the dashboard, no, or the monthly. I can't remember, but I know I got a layout that I like in the big. But then I also got some some extension packs. I think one of them was the fitness extension pack. So I'm like, all right, so I went on ahead and got that, so that'll be coming. And then I was taking a look at Kelova Plans. She has her fitness planner and then an expansion as well. So I saw that one, and then I think there was a couple of more that I've seen that I'm like, you know what, that looks a little interesting. So I was, because they're all going to be disc bound, because that one is going to be something that I'm going to be taking apart, using, and all the other type of stuff. So I'm like, all right. I was going, because I really did want to order another one, but I need to take a look at the one that I'm getting, because it's just an extension pack from Happy Planner. So I can still actually get another one of the journals, because I do like the Clever Fox journal. They have a fitness planner that I was looking into that seemed very interesting. And then, they have the fitness planner. They have, so they have the fitness planner. They have a medical planner that I was looking into, because again, I've seen some, the medical extension pack from Kelova Plan, because that's something that I definitely need. but I kind of like um, Fox and Cactus, Clever Fox's planner a lot better. So I'm thinking I may get that, but if not, I'm just gonna end up combining something. But I still think, but I actually still think I may get either the medical planner from Clever Fox or another fitness planner. Because some of them, because you have the food planner, then you have a fitness planner, then you have one that combines both. But I think I'll probably end up getting a smaller one because that one has the extra pages in there where I could write. And I really want to have a separate journal when it comes to recording my food intake. So I'm going to take a look at that. So, I think that'll be a lot better. Because my regular journal that I do is just, just stuff that happened throughout the day. Bull crap that, go on, or just what's on my thoughts. And then everything else, I want to sit there and focus more on. And I want my journals to be separate. I don't want everything always connecting and stuff like that. So yeah, a little bit of decoration, and then I got my butterflies and everything. So that is how this is going to go. So, and I was going to start working on the actual weekly pages, but I want to sit down and figure out exactly how, because I would want to utilize this, but I need to go through the recipes that I have and write them down here and how I want to make. Like this is what I plan on having for breakfast these days, and this is the actual breakfast that I have. This is what I plan on having for lunch and everything like that. So I'm going to do that one. I definitely want to do the shopping list more. I'm still going to take out the trans fat and add my my meat free, because there are days where I just don't eat any meat. I should take out gluten-free, but actually I shouldn't, because there are some days that I have nothing but gluten-free food, and gluten-free food has come so long. I remember 10, 15 years ago, gluten-free food was garbage. I don't know what they was doing, but I don't even think it was real food. But it have come so far. And when it comes to sugar-free, I don't believe in sugar-free. There's sugar everything. Like my sparkling water says sugar-free, but it has sucralose in it. First of all, it's already that fake sugar. So that's still sugar in it. So yeah, I need to stop. It's still sugar. I don't like it, but in between that one, I think is it the aspartame that I don't do? Either way, I shouldn't be doing them at all. But if I do, I monitor how much of the fake synthesized sugar I do get, and I go from there. Trans fat, like I said, that's my meat free. Treats, I'm going to start writing down my treats, and this is really more gonna be like candy, because I, like everybody else, I like something sweet after I eat. If that's ice cream, it's ice cream. But if it's candy, yeah, I'm gonna write down my candy and chocolate. I don't write down cake, cupcakes, or brownies, no. But candy, stuff like that, yeah, because that gets written down here. Energy, I'm gonna start tracking my energy. Activity, I'm not going to use the activity because that's why this is here. So I either going to do two things. I'm either going to track the activity here, which I probably won't. I'll probably only track it up here, because I'm not going to track my duration. I'm not going to track my intensity and distance. I'm not going to do any calorie burns. I don't track none of that crap. I'll probably I can put a box here and just use it for more journaling of how I think I did for the day, which probably would be a better one. And then everything else here I can use. And then I'm still going to, what I'm going to do here is when I do my potassium, because I had my mom, she was looking at my potassium because I have so much. So these are the potassium pills that I take. See how big these things are? These goddamn horse pills. These things, like they used to have a coating on them, It'll be easy to swallow, but they ain't got it. The ones I got now ain't got it no more. So, but so when I was talking to Ma earlier today, she went to the cabinet and she grabbed the rest of my meds because I only took, I took enough meds, for my 3 months here. And she looked at them and I can break them in half and I could put them in water and let them dissolve because, baby, sometimes these suckers dissolve so fast. As soon as I put them on my tongue, I'm choking. I'm like, I can't do this. So sometimes I'm not able to take the potassium because depending on if my mouth has enough moisture in there, that it'll go down easily. If not, I'm choking and I'm not doing that. So I do have to catch up on my potassium. I'm supposed to take 4 pills a day. I know it's a lot. Sometimes I'll take 6 if I miss them, so I need to catch up. So I'll probably take 6 a day. I know one time I had to take 12 because my potassium was at a 2.4, which was severely critical. If I was any other patient, they probably would have told me to go to the ER, but since I work in a lab and I know exactly why my potassium's that low, they just had me take more potassium and then go in 3 days. After I took 12 pills one day and then 4 the next 2 days, then the fourth day I went ahead and did my blood work again and my potassium was fine. So I'll do that. So I'm gonna write down when I write my potassium, I'm going to make sure like I have potassium, like I took it here, like I checked it because I dissolved it in water and drank it. I need to check to see if I can if it dissolves in orange juice or apple juice. It has no taste to it. You dissolve it, but you can't. They don't want you to chew it because it's chalky. So they want you to mix it, drink it, and then anything that's left in, just go ahead and just toss that because the stuff in there is like all the stuff that they add, to kind of make the compound. And I know that because I'm in a pharmacy school, so I know exactly what it takes to make certain meds and what they add into it. This isn't all potassium chloride. It just isn't. So that stuff that's not dissolved, yeah. And then here, I was tracking, not my meds, it was the potassium and magnesium. Now, it's hard to track magnesium in food. Like, I have to look up magnesium, and because it's just not readily available on anything that I have. It may be like, oh, we have some, but it's not readily available. So I have to always look up what the magnesium is. Like, it isn't always there. So I'm like, okay. I'm not tracking my serving size because I'm just not. Sodium. Now, when I was talking to my dietitian, the sodium that he was saying that above 2,300 or 2,000 milligrams is the extra one. So if you eat food with sodium, fine, you have sodium. But if you use a teaspoon of sodium that you add, that 1 teaspoon is 2,300 milligrams of sodium. So just imagine you already eating food that's already been seasoned. You're adding more to it, so you're adding more sodium. That's not what you want to go. The sodium that we're tracking is extra sodium, and I don't add salt to my food. I don't even cook with salt. So if I do have salt with me, but I don't use it because I like my food how it is. It's not bland, but it ain't got no salt to it, and I'm good. I do have pepper though. I'd be tearing some pepper up. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. Like I said, I may put serving size. I may just use this as an extension just to write into it. But the calories, the protein, protein, carbs, fat, which I kind of don't care about, but I should. Magnesium and potassium. So I'm not sure if I'm going to try to track sodium, but I really don't, and I don't think I was writing anything down. What else? Because at first I was tracking my AM PM meds and see how I fill that out, and I was just getting in the habit of writing stuff there. Like if I had certain things, like this day in November, I had cereal, coffee, lemonade, spaghetti. Spaghetti. And then I had a Pepsi, a handful of popcorn, half a Butterfinger ice cream, some peanut butter filled pretzels, and a bag of animal crackers. And that was all I ate. That was a horrible day. But there are some days that I eat like that, and I can't lie about it as much as I want to. I'm not going to lie about it. So I just sit there and be like, all right, well, this is what I got. Some days they're looking better than others, but that's what I'm going to do. Like I put stuff down here This is a day that I was seeing, can't remember, because I actually have a horrible memory. I can't remember a lot of stuff. That's why I write down so much stuff, you know, so, yeah. So I haven't had anything. I'm actually about to eat something. I would make me a sandwich, but I ain't got me no freaking bread because everybody and mama brought bread for the apocalyptic storm that didn't start. But I think, what do I have in a freezer that I was going to make? I think I still have some more. I don't like those egg rolls. Those egg rolls are nasty. I should have never brought them to begin with. I know better. But if I do buy them, I take the inside. They're nasty, so I'll probably just throw them in the trash. But I do have a little bit of the fried butterfly shrimp left over, so I'll probably just go ahead and have that. Um, I don't think I have. Well, I do have rice, but I saved the rice because I got some soup, and I like to have the soup at work. But I don't know, I may have some turkey soup because I got that some mashed potatoes too. I don't know what it is, but I'll fill it out. But yeah, that's all for my very long. Don't tell me I did the wrong one. I did the wrong one, didn't I? Yes, I did. Damn it. This is February. That is OBKB. Oh shoot. That is hilarious. I ain't even paying no attention. Oh man, I'm glad I got these stickers there. So I'm about to say, why would I put 31? Yeah, just because my ass ain't know what's doing. So January, so I'll still put this here. It's February. That is hilarious. And then I'll put March here. That's funny. So January, so when I see February, I still could open up to February and it'd be here. Because that, you know what, that should have clued to me that something was wrong and everything because I opened up to a whole nother one. That's funny. But anyway, this is my February monthly set up with what I'm doing and any goals I have for the month. And then this is my February symptom tracker. And then my daily pages for my journal. And I'm trying this out to see exactly if this is going to be beneficial. And if it is going to be beneficial in going along with the tracker, then I'm definitely going to include it. If not, then I'll probably get another one of these. I'll probably get because which one is this? This is the Pro. So if it does work, I may get the premium. I don't know. It'll figure it out. But yeah. So yeah, that's it. I think I showed my phone number. I don't answer my phone anyway, so. But yeah, that's it.